Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. We are back in the building. We welcome in the YouTube chat. We getting it in, man. You know how we did. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hour one, we talked a little LeBron, but we got to get right back into the LeBron conversation. And guys, we look around and LeBron fever is happening. There's some reports out there. We talked about the reporting and everything and how people are moving around. But the question is, let's just assume they do get LeBron. Say he comes back. Dustin, does this make the Cleveland Cavaliers the favorite if they get LeBron and if that's the only move that they make?
If it's the only move they make, no, not the favorite. The second favorite.
But a bump up in with the ability to kind of compete.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to give a slight nod to the Knicks. You know, winning the East this year, the way that they did it, sweeping the Cavaliers, and then what they did against the Spurs in the finals, obviously very impressive. And and they're coming back, and they got some dudes up there. I love the way they play. It's hard to pick against them, but I do think that LeBron would certainly give this team that championship pedigree, maybe some of that on the court coaching they need in the postseason, and not the favorites, but close.
Jason, New York a couple of years ago when they beat the Cavs, I felt like the Cavs literally should have been on paper on par with the Knicks, right? They talked about the lights being too bright, but I'm kind of with Dustin. They earned my respect. The way they played this year in the postseason with Cat, Bridges wouldn't miss, Ananobi wouldn't miss, Shamet wouldn't miss, Brunson was just lethal in the fourth quarter. They just really and the way Mike Brown had them playing, they earned my respect. To me, I would like to say that LeBron coming and making the Cavs would be the favorite, but I can't just say that with the Knicks in the way they played.
I can. They're the favorite if LeBron comes back. I mean, Dustin knows the betting lines way better than I do, but I just look at them and say, the Knicks went on a world-class heater we've never seen through the postseason, and all credit to them for that. I don't know that they can duplicate the shooting that they had again, and I just think with the talent that this Cavs roster has, just dropping LeBron in, if they're not going to have to give up a massive piece for him, and we talked about it in the first hour, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think LeBron would play on a minimum or on a mid-level or anything like that. And we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition, if he really does play for that little. But at this point in his career, if he's willing to take that much less, if you just drop him into this team, I think he's the best team in the East. Now, are they the favorites to beat San Antonio or Oklahoma or OKC? That's a different conversation.
Currently in the East, the Celtics are the favorite to win the conference. This is all today. At this moment, this second, on July 1st.
Right.
Celtics are plus 260.
Yeah.
Knicks plus 320.
Yeah.
Raptors plus 800. Then the Heat 900, Pistons 900, Cavs 950. So that's all. I mean, Pistons, Cavs, Heat, Raptors all about the same for the third spot.
Yeah. Raptors obviously probably took a huge leap at the Kawhi deal.
Sure.
Yeah, it's wild because the Heat got Giannis. Kawhi is with Toronto, and I gained a lot of respect for Scotty Barnes last year. So they built up, and then you take a look at the Detroit Pistons. I think that they're going to be better. They had some playoff woes, and the Cavs kind of, they kind of big. They kind of big broed them. The Detroit Pistons should have closed the Cavs out, but the Cavs, to their credit, they did what they needed to do and win a closeout game on the road. If you get LeBron, I think when it comes to your starting five, it becomes very formidable. The thing that stood out to me with James Harden was James Harden is not a guy that you could just give him the ball and say, go get your 30. That's not his game no more. You could tell it by the way he had turnovers and pressure. But if you get LeBron James and put him in that middle, and we talked about it earlier in the other show in WKYC, I think that tremendously helps Evan Mobley, just from a mental standpoint. Jared Allen. And before we talked about it, where possibly we would have to give up Jared Allen in a trade scenario to do it. If you're telling me I can put in 21 points, 6 rebounds, and a 7 assists a game inside the Cleveland Cavaliers with Donovan Mitchell, I think their team, I don't think anybody wants to actually play. Now, the question from a basketball standpoint, Jason, is how the heck does that work? They had to get used to James Harden having the ball because he has it a lot. Donovan Mitchell is the guy who needs the ball, has it a lot. Do you believe that LeBron working in LA where Luka and some of those other guys were the number 1 or number 2 options, do you think LeBron will be able to find a way to facilitate and figure out where his role is?
1,000,000%. He doesn't need to play with the ball in his hands. He will if he has to, but I don't think he's at the point in his career where he's willing to concede and give other guys the oxygen. It's interesting. It's fascinating to see if this does happen, what this offense looks like, and if they put the ball in Harden's hands and let him run things. We saw that didn't go so well at times in the postseason. So I don't know. That's something they'd have to figure out. But the key for me is being able to keep, if you're able to pull this off and keep J.A. and Evan to solidify the defense and keep that front court intact, because you're not going to get a whole lot of defense out of the other 3. So you've still got to be able to guard and defend. And that's why, if you just drop LeBron in this team and you're able to keep Evan and Jarrett, LeBron is so good he can make it all work. You said it in the first hour, and I wholeheartedly agree. You will get the best version of Evan by having LeBron out there with him.
You know what's crazy, McNuggets? I'm going to ask you this question. Now, when Kenny Atkinson was brought back, I was like, nah, man, come on, man. Kenny, you fumbled the bag. Like, I was upset about it. But now that you mention this, and I'm going to throw this by you and see what you think. Kenny Atkinson's temperament and the way he goes about never really being contentious with his players, letting them figure it out, letting them have an input, letting them facilitate with each other and have input on what the team looks like. I actually think his personality might mesh well or the best in terms of what LeBron James is. James Harden said, I am the offense. Well, if James Harden said that, LeBron James is, I am the coach. I've always been a coach. I know where to put people in. I know where to get guys involved. How do you think it meshes with all these guys and Kenny Atkinson from your standpoint, because you've been around him and you've talked to him and his philosophy?
LeBron is the smartest basketball player I've ever watched play. Maybe the smartest of all time. And, I'm 33, so there's a big generation before me. Kenny's become a player's coach. He takes input from Donovan, from James on a regular basis. Hell, he let Max Strus teach the zone defense last year. He's very, hey, if you guys feel a certain way about a certain thing, you're the ones in the court. I'm going to listen to your advice. I'm going to listen to what you're seeing out there because I'm on the sidelines. You're the ones that are between the lines. I think LeBron would appreciate that. Jason, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think he would like playing for a guy who isn't trying to dictate and force his particular style into something and more working around the talent was on the roster and taking input from his players. But LeBron better than I do, so I'll defer to you on that.
The difficulty in coaching LeBron is LeBron thinks he's the smartest on the team and he's smarter than the coach, and usually he's probably right. Right. So that presents a challenge. But I do think that Kenny, as Mike said, he is very collaborative in how he goes about these things. LeBron didn't care who the coach is. Like, he came back here for David Blatt.
Yeah, that is.
I also think that Kenny would sort of find a way not to acquiesce to LeBron, but to kind of almost work with him. Like,
yeah,
I
agree.
I mean, when we're talking about the high level that these guys are talking about playing at and coaching at, you have to put your ego to the side and be like, okay, like more eyeballs, more brain power on this. Like, let's try to figure this out together instead of having the ego of like, oh, it's my idea or your idea, whatever.
Yeah, and Kenny very much is that collaborative type of coach. So I don't think it would be an issue at all. And as we've seen, LeBron has no problem scratching a play in a huddle if he doesn't agree with the call.
AKA David Blatt versus the Bulls.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was wild.
That was crazy. I would say this. you would have a collection of, I mean, James Harden, say what you want. He understands the game, especially offensively. I don't think it would be a problem meshing with the personalities. The only thing that I would figure out is what do they have besides those guys? LeBron has always been great with shooters around him. You know, you look back and you go watch J.R. Smith and Shumpert and all of those guys, and you know, they
Kyrie,
hit big
K-Love,
shots.
Channing.
Yep, Channing. So what do you have if you do need to strip away some, you know, contracts? We've seen Dean Wade move. Keon Ellis is out of here. What else after those 5 do they have in terms of shooting and filling the rest of the roster? Because you don't want LeBron playing 40 minutes a night.
No.
I mean, I think it does. We saw Jalen sort of be impacted by Harden's arrival. I think it would sort of muck up Jalen's role a little bit on this team.
Yeah.
Sam Merrill would get the most wide open shots he's ever seen in his life.
Oh, listen, Super Sam, bro, you might as well just like, can you imagine?
Yeah. Sam would get a ton of open looks. You know, is Max redundant? And again, we have to see. Maybe they need Max to move the salary. I don't know. Again, I'm going by LeBron's money isn't important to him.
Right.
So let's figure out that part of it before you know who's left and who isn't. I do think, and LeBron's not the same player he was 10 years ago. That's important to keep in mind. But, you know, Channing did play an important role.
Huge.
Against certain teams. He absolutely
killed the Raptors and
killed
Hawks.
the Raptors, killed the Hawks. Unplayable against the Warriors.
Right.
So it's matchup dependent, right? How many times we say that on the show? Jared Allen is not, I mean, Channing Frye, if he says all the time, if I have my feet set and I'm open, it's in. And Jared Allen's not that player. Evan Mobley's not that player. As much as I have wanted him to become that type of 3-point shooter, it just hasn't been to that. So is there a big out there that they can go get who can fill that Channing type of role as a stretch 5, who, when he has his feet set, it's a knockdown guarantee, knowing that you're not going to play him 30 minutes a night, 82 times a year. It's matchup dependent for the playoffs. I don't know if that guy exists or not. I'm just saying that was an important role that Channing filled at one time. So, and there's, you know, LeBron, again, he's not the same player that he was 10 years ago. He's defensively, he just doesn't guard.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to know that going in. That's why it's important. You know, we've talked about this on the show before. I can't remember if we talked about this in the first hour or not, but I've been consistent the last couple of weeks, and it's Jaylen Brown or it's LeBron. I don't think you can do both because they would be so bad defensively. They would be horrendous defensively. But if you plug LeBron in and you keep Evan, that to me is a better fit for this
What's
team
LeBron
going forward.
want, you think? I mean, if you're LeBron James, would you rather have the firepower of Jaylen Brown, or would you rather have a young player like Mobley who can do a lot of things, and you feel like, okay, I can unlock a lot of this kid's potential?
I honestly don't know, because I
I
know
think that's the question.
I know how Jalen thinks the game, and I know LeBron respects that. I know they've had their issues in the past or whatever. I don't think that would play a big...
Put that aside.
Yeah, I don't think that would play a big role in it. But LeBron likes high IQ basketball players. He's talked about that multiple times. He loves guys who understand the game, who think the game the way he sees it. Is Evan that guy? I don't know, but Evan's really good defensively, and he gives this team something that they will sorely lack if he's not there, especially in this that we're talking about with LeBron. If LeBron comes,
man, all I know is that's a big front court. I mean, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, LeBron obviously is not the defensive player he was, but I mean, if you're LeBron James and James Harden, it has to be a security blanket that you know. All we got to do is tell Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, hey, listen, somebody get by you. Hey, be a defender, be a racer, make up for the things that we don't do well out front. And I think that's just more appealing than just having just Jaylen Brown. I think that LeBron is just an overall better fit. Now it's messed up because now you got me like thinking like he already on the roster, man. Now I'm gonna be sad.
Long way to go.
Yeah, we got time.
Long way to go. But I mean, I think it's the Cavs or the Warriors at this point. I would be surprised if it's. You can make a case for the Heat. I would be surprised if it was the Heat.
Yeah.
I would be stunned if it was anybody else.
Yeah.
And again, guys change over the years, right? I had this conversation with him in 2018 when it became evident to me this was over, he was not coming back. And I said, how many's too many? Like, how many teams is too many teams to play for? And he did not think 3 was too many at that point. Obviously, he'd been on the Cavs and the Heat and back to the Cavs. But he said it does get to a point, 4, 5, 6, where it does sort of water down your legacy. I'd be curious to know how he answers that question now. That was his answer 9 years ago. I don't know how he would answer that now if you add a 4th team to it for 1 year, 2 years at the end.
Well, what we'll do, coming up next, we got one of my favorite guests come on, John Fanta. He's going to bring the energy. We'll ask him about LeBron, Guardians, Browns, all the above, and we'll do it next right here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
The nation's premier sports broadcasting camp with John Fanta and featuring the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show is coming to Cleveland. And guys, it is less than 1 month away from July 20th to the 24th. Boys and girls ages 10 through 19 can attend camp held at John Carroll University featuring Cleveland and national media teaching the skills of play-by-play broadcasting, hosting, sports talk, interviewing, podcasting, and so much more from the one and only John Fanta and special guests. The camp also includes a trip to the Guardians Twin game on July 23rd with a tour of Progressive Field and more. For more information, head to sportsbroadcastingcamp.com/Cleveland. That link is in our description as well. And we are thrilled to be part of this exceptional week of broadcasting camp with the one and only John Fanta, who joins us now here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. John, it's 23 days away, my friend, and we can't wait to be part of it with you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys and can't wait to get back to Cleveland. It is always fun. I always love going back home. I hear others enjoy going back home as well.
Yeah, that's what we brought you on for.
Way to back into that one.
We putting that good. We could put that good mojo out there. We heard you. I heard you on a 92.3 The Fan, and you made a bunch of great points. And the problem is now, between what Jason Lloyd is talking about and hearing what you're saying, now I'm getting my hopes up now. Like, I'm already planning lineups. I'm already got rotations. And now I'm like, we need this to happen, John.
Well, it would be amazing for the world of basketball and the NBA. And isn't this how the movie is supposed to end? LeBron James' career has been a movie. And a great movie has highs, lows, and keeps you on the edge of your seat. It has twists and turns as well. Here's the deal. The best of movies that you remember have the best of endings. And there is no better ending to the career of King James than to sit on the throne that will always be his. Because the fact is, he goes to Golden State, he writes a final chapter there. They're not winning a championship. And in no way is LeBron James ever going to occupy the throne that is held by Stephen Curry. Steph Curry is number one there. He always will be. He should be. He changed basketball. Clevelanders know that better than anybody. We've been on the wrong side of it. This is meant to be in Cleveland, Ohio, where the man will have a statue, where he is revered, where he broke the curse. There's no way, there's no better way for LeBron James to end it, whether it ends with a Larry O'Brien trophy or not, than Cleveland, Ohio. And I would say that being a Cavalier, if he joins this franchise, offers just about as good of a chance to win a championship. You know, the only thing north of that would be joining the Thunder or the Spurs, and that ain't happening. It ain't happening. The Cleveland Cavaliers, that is the most fit move for LeBron James to end this legendary career.
We talked about this earlier, John, you know, if he joined the Cavaliers, does he make them the instant favorites to win the East, in your opinion?
If not first, then second, Dustin. If not first, then second. I mean, he's right there, and the Knicks are going to certainly get a lot of consideration for that, but it's very difficult to run it back. They'd have to be right there, one or two. And here's why. Because the Cavs, they don't have a vocal leader. You could say that they do, and if you believe that to be true, I don't think it's true. He gives them an edge. He gives them a gravitas that they don't have. They're a talented basketball team. They're a really good team. You know, I think the thing in my mind is when you're fifth in the NBA or sixth in the NBA, wherever you want to put the Cavs, they're somewhere in there. Okay, they're not 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's a couple of Western Conference teams that are better positioned than the Cavs. And if you think they're seventh, if you think they're sixth or seventh in the NBA, let's just say that for the sake of argument, sixth or seventh or eighth in the NBA, it's closer to 15 or 16 than it is to 1 in my book. It just is. You get LeBron James, the argument turns. You're now closer to 1. And isn't that what this is about? And isn't it what it's about for LeBron James? Because for LeBron James, if he goes to Golden State, all right, he's still not close to 1. That's a nursing home team. It's a Golden Girls team. It's not a team. It's not a team that is in the running to win a championship. It's just not. He goes to Cleveland. And by the way, I believe Dave McMenamin's reporting when Dave is saying, you know, he wants Rich Paul to field all sorts of calls and, you know, look at situations and whatnot. I get that. That's fine. But the Cavs possess as good of a situation where you could be teaming. You could be teaming with Donovan Mitchell. You could be teaming with Evan Mobley. Oh, is there a world where the Cavs are moving on from somebody, and now you're teaming with Jaylen Brown, who was an NBA Finals MVP? The Cavs have the ability to make their team even better, and he gives them a place where they would enter the season as 1 or 2 in the Eastern Conference. I firmly believe that. And I know the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is, how can you win a championship with James Harden? The answer to that is LeBron James is the leader of the team. LeBron James guides the team. And LeBron James, out for a championship, can tell James Harden if he's having a bad game, sit the hell down.
So who's the fourth? If it's LeBron and it's Donovan and it's Harden, who would you rather have, Evan or Jaylen Brown?
Jason, I look at the situation, and it's hard not to vote for Jaylen Brown because of the fact that he's tasted a championship and he's won a Finals MVP. But I'm going to vote Evan Mobley.
I do too, by the way.
Low key.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
And I didn't know that was your answer. Genuinely didn't know. And here's why. The pieces fit better to the puzzle.
Yes.
Mobley defensively is invaluable. You know, I think these two things can be true, and I would welcome anybody pushing back. The Cavs is currently constructed, still not close to a championship team, meaning they're hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. But the Cavaliers are still better than at least 80% of the NBA. And so it's a very hard argument when you watch their team, when you watch these guys play, and the negatives, they're glaring because what's the goal? The goal is to climb the mountaintop. And they're not there. And in the NBA, there's a very, very top tier. But Evan Mobley can be part of the Cavaliers pursuing that championship with LeBron James and fits better than Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown still needs the ball in his hands. Jaylen Brown still went on Twitch and ripped his team. You can't forgive that. And I think it's why Jaylen Brown is still in Boston. Because I think there's a real concern about how is he going to impact an organization's culture. Not to mention he carries great value. But the combo of immense value and what he did when the Celtics season ended, he lost a lot of people's respect when he went on social media and decided to start ripping his organization. Like, that happened. He made comments about his team. I don't know if that meshes quite well with LeBron James and James Harden. In fact, I don't think it does at all. I know this much. Evan Mobley showed me things this playoffs that I had not seen from him before. Evan Mobley grew a pair. He played hard-nosed basketball. Like, he was tough out there, guys. He showed cojones. He won the Cavaliers some games. He showed that he could be better offensively. Hell, he showed that he could make a three every now and then. So I vote Evan Mobley more than I vote Jaylen Brown because I also think this. We all keep talking about Mobley can reach that next level, could reach that next level. If there is a next level for Evan Mobley, my argument is this. There's no better teammate to have to help him reach it than LeBron James.
Yep.
Speaking of reaching the next level, we got a quarterback competition in Cleveland, and we go, look, he just like, let me look, go put the blanket up, Fanta. Put the blanket up, dog. He's like, I thought I was gonna get up out of here. I was gonna talk Cavs, get to some Guardians, and be gone. No, absolutely not. So I'm gonna just say,
I need a rosary.
Quarterback conversation, John Fanta, go.
Quarterback conversation. There are reports and swirlings, all right? And I'm sure that all three of you have heard different versions of this, okay? Because I was just listening to stuff this morning. Are you three getting the sense that I am of, like, Deshaun's camp is pushing their media buddies to put out some things that he's looking the part? Am I off base?
Well, we have Zach Jackson on, and he kind of pours cold water on that a lot.
Yeah.
So Zach is like, we're not doing this.
But the three of you, have you guys not heard this from some national people?
No, we've heard it.
He was the leader in the camp house. That's what
John, here's what I would say. The talk about Deshaun being the starting quarterback, I didn't buy it at first. I thought it was like a stalking horse to make sure Shedeur stayed motivated, make sure he stayed on point and kept him going in the winter. And then I've said this 100 times, by the owners' meetings, I was like, oh no, they're serious about this. Like the Browns intended for Deshaun to win that starting job. Now, what's happened since then, we'll let the field determine that. But they absolutely, I don't think it was Deshaun's people. I think the organization wanted Deshaun to win that job at one point.
Because they made the worst transaction in NFL history.
100% it was the worst. Yeah. I mean, it's baffling to me. I've said all along, you have to play Shedeur. I'm not a big Shedeur guy. That's pretty obvious. But if you're going to make me choose between Deshaun and Shedeur, there's no contest. I play Shedeur every time.
And that's why this is beyond puzzling. Because the Cleveland Browns should be starting Shedeur Sanders this upcoming season. There is nothing to gain from the Deshaun Watson experience except these last hope attempts that maybe some pennies would be worth it on a deal that has not been worth anything. It's been an embarrassing moment after embarrassing moment. Shedeur Sanders was in an offense last year that was the worst in the National Football League. Okay? I don't care what any statistic says that the Browns were not last. They were second or third or fourth to last in basically every statistic. And they led the NFL in offensive incompetence. And that falls with Shador, okay? But he's a rookie. The talent around him, fellow rookies. The offensive line, as bad as I've ever seen. And you want to give him a real shot here now. Give him a real shot. Here's the 2 routes, okay? Route 1, he exceeds expectations and shows that he could be an NFL quarterback. Wonderful. We don't have to go draft a quarterback in the first round next draft. We've got draft picks collected. We've got some pieces in place to go and bolster, get younger on defense maybe. And, hey, let's go find another wide receiver. Let's go find another weapon for Shador. Great. That's route 1. Guess what? It's the lesser of the 2, okay? It's like the Price is Right Plinko board with the middle being the jackpot, and you're hoping that the coin lands in the middle, okay? And the middle is very small.
Plinko
the other
was
route,
elite. Good reference.
Plinko was elite.
Great
chance
reference.
$50,000. The other route, which is the ends of the board, are this guy's not moving the needle. He's not getting any better, and it's really not working. And guess what? We have to go draft a quarterback. Oh, we've got multiple picks to do that. Oh, we could trade up in the 2027 draft. That's why we collected those picks. All right, let's do it. Rip the Band-Aid off. You win 3 games, you win 4 games, and that's it. Okay? That's how this goes. There is no route for Deshaun Watson. He's not part of the Browns' future. All right? And if the Browns are going to try to make him part of their present, I'm here to tell you that there is literally nothing that has by the way, Mitchell Robinson just agreed to a 3-year deal to sign with the Celtics.
Yeah.
So Mitchell Robinson, Sham's just reporting that. That's interesting. There is no route with Deshaun Watson. There's not. Other than them trying to justify something that can't be justified any longer. And the best gift that the Browns got was that their first 2 games are not at home. That's the best gift the Browns got. You know why? If they actually go and start this guy, okay, go and start 4, week 1 and 2. I just can't see a world where he's flourishing down in Jacksonville and Tampa Bay. Go ahead and shock me. I hope by the way, the picture next to that schedule is very, very heartbreaking for me to look at. The fact is, he can't be the starting quarterback. It's a good thing that they're not home till week 3. You know why, fellas? Because either if they start this guy, they can remove him by week 3, or if they're 0-2, there's no world where he gets cheered onto the field when they open up their season at home.
Well, they can't introduce the offense, I can tell you that. They'll have to introduce the defense or just bring the whole team out at once.
Or just introduce the coach. Just say, here's our coach, Todd Monkey. And there's the rest of the Cleveland Browns. All right, we'll coming. People will be drunk enough that they'll clap. Go ahead.
You think Sorsby deserves a look next year? I mean, are you interested in Sorsby at all?
No, I'm not interested in it, Dustin. I'm not interested in Sorsby as a Cleveland Brown. Are you saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, to me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense with what this organization. Although they've signed players who have done or been alleged to have done far worse than this, or have done far worse. So it's not me like the moral compass here of Sorsby, but to me, I don't think that it's a worthwhile route. I just don't see it. It first off, the drama that it carries, fair or not, it is fair because he broke the rules and he did things that you just can't do in his position. And number 2, do the Browns want to add another item to a plate that's loaded with dark storm clouds and headaches and more PR? I just don't see a world where it makes a whole lot of sense. I don't.
Really quickly, John, to get a little Guardians talk, what do you think about the Guardians? You remember bringing up some of the young guys, Bazana, Cooper Ingle, obviously he had a little bit of a brain fart. But in terms of what you've seen, can they hold together until they get Jose Ramirez back?
Well, this is like a first or second grade math art project. Okay, we've all done this, or maybe I'm the only crazy person who did it. St. Bernadette in Westlake, Ohio. Shout out to the Bulldogs, where you would use glue on an art project. And fellas, anytime I use glue, I ended up using way too much of it, not using it efficiently. It ended up all over my hands, and the project, like the stick project, was all over the place. But you know what it was about in first and second grade? Submitting the project and showing an effort. Guess what? The American League is so bad that right now the Guardians are that art project. It is not pretty. There's Elmer's glue all over the place. There are some mistakes. There's sloppiness. There's not a whole lot to write home about offensively at all. Offensively, they are brutal right now. The Rangers literally just got Chris Paddock to start against Cleveland because Paddock's had success against the Guardians, and then look what happened the other night. Things are bleak right now. Guess what? They've been bleaker than this. The team got off to a very good start to the season, and the American League, as I just said, is as bad as it's ever been. So, we are in for another summer of baseball that matters. They might be hovering around 500 throughout it. You got to hope that the kids start to pop. They work through their slump. Travis Bazzana's not going to be this bad the whole time, guys. He's not. DeLauder, I think, is only going to get better. Manzardo, at times, looks lost to play, and Stephen Kwan has really lost his way. I mean, Stephen Kwan has gotten to the point where he's unplayable at the dish, but this team is so rough defensively as well because of how young they are. I guess he's out there to field, and he does a good job of that. But, man, he's been as bad a hitter in baseball over the last season and a half analytically as any. So it's like I said, it's that art project. It's not pretty. It's about submitting it. It's going to be hard for them to be out of it. I mean, they're 2 games over 500, and they have a 2-game lead for any wild card spot. And the team that's out of it, that's on the outside looking in, is 43-45 Houston, who has no pitching, and then 41-46 Minnesota. The Guardians are a better team than Minnesota. They got the series against the Mariners. You really would like today so that you could say you got 3-3 against the Rangers and the Mariners. And then this weekend's huge. I mean, this weekend will set the tone of how you feel heading into the All-Star break. If they lose 3 of 4 to Chicago, I've seen a lot of Guardian Twitter accounts and stuff be like, I don't trust Chicago's pitching. Guess what? This AL's terrible. If you have hitting, you're going to be a playoff team in the AL. The White Sox got more hitting than the Guardians. The Guardians can't be any worse offensively, and they're still hovering around. I think that they'll hang in, but, man, they're a tough watch at the moment. They are.
John, we always appreciate you coming on. We look forward to pulling up at the boot camp. And as always, make sure you check out John Fanta. Make sure you follow him at John_Fanta. And we look forward to hanging out with you, talking to some of the up-and-coming guys in the media.
Keep killing it, Johnny.
Thank you, boys. Maybe we're going to treat the boot camp to a 40-yard dash run. Myself, Bull, and Jason Lloyd. Let's see who can win it.
I'll smoke y'all.
Hey, listen, get the ambulance out, man. A lot of pulled lower bodies.
I'm taking Fanta, man. Fanta's still got some baby muscles in there somewhere, and Jason and Bull are a little bit older and wound tight.
John, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you later.
I love you, CSS. Thank you, boys.
See you, brother.
John Fanta. When we get back, man, we definitely get back. Deshaun Watson, he pulled back up to Berea. It looked like he coming in a little extra work. Is he feeling the pressure? We'll come back and talk about it right here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Golf fans, the countdown is on to the 2026 Colleague Companies Championship. Firestone Country Club will host world-class legends of the game July 9th through the 12th. Purchase your tickets now at collegechampionship.com. A ticket guarantees you access to great golf, a chance to experience all of Colleague Infinity Zone has to offer with interactive activities, bar and lounge areas, food trucks, and celebrity appearances. So we'll see you guys at the 2026 Colleague Company Championships in July. G.
All right, so Deshaun Watson is looking like he's back with Quincy, and he's out here moving around. He said he got to come back to Berea, do some extra little work. Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com had a quote. It says, locked in a two-way duel with Shedeur Sanders that will resume July 29th. Watson returned to the cross-country mortgage campus in Berea this week to train with his private physical therapist, Bill Voltaire, and throw with personal quarterback coach Quincy Avery. Despite the Browns being in the midst of a 7-week summer break, Watson opted to spend one of his off weeks here working on some of the things he learned during the spring ball and throwing to some local receivers. Jason, when you see Deshaun Watson, it looks like he's going to come back, do some work here in Berea. Would that signify that he thinks that the competition is a little closer than it once was, and he got to get locked in and ready to go?
I think he looks at this as probably the last chance of his career. So whether you want to talk about the competition with Shedeur, or just the fact that this could be is another team signing Deshaun Watson next year to a contract?
I mean, if he doesn't play well,
no. This is it. So I get it. Like, yeah, it's a close competition with Shedeur. So I just think that he's looking at this as like, this is his last chance, period. Yeah. I think had the gap been wider, had he already been named the starter, I think probably the same thing would have happened, that he's just looking at this as this is his last shot. I mean, he throws a lot in the summer. We've seen all the Instagram videos he'll take receivers to Florida or wherever it is. But by coming here to the facility, now you're around the coaches, and it's more internal now.
Put it this way, Jason. I mean, this guy's made all this money. He's done nothing for the Browns outside of played maybe one good half of football. If he can't beat out two essentially rookies who are not high draft picks, his career's over. Yeah. Who's going to sign this guy if you can't beat out Shedeur or Gabriel? I mean, and then, by the way, if he does and he just plays mediocre, still not getting a chance next year.
Yeah. There's just too much. He's got more baggage than Delta at this point. So I don't know what team would look at this and say, yeah, we want to take a shot for what? This is it. And I think he realizes that.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, the reality is when you come off two Achilles surgeries, right? And you've had multiple surgeries. He had the ACL, then he had the shoulder. It's been so long since he's played at that level. It starts to wear on you mentally, because it's not the fact that, some people can say, hey, you either can play or you can't play. It's you need to look at yourself and think, can I still play, right? Mm-hmm. Put it to you like Dustin.
Yeah.
At one point in time, and I talked to Tyvis about this, when you're near the end or you're near a point where you're looking around, the calls aren't coming in as frequently, you may have some injuries here or there, there's a moment where you talk to yourself and say, all right, this might not be in the cards. I might need to start thinking of something else. Did that moment ever hit you where it was like?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm probably not the one to ask this question to, because my situation was a little bit different.
Right.
Like I played 4 years and didn't feel like I was ready to retire, but I was basically told I was ready to retire because I didn't get the opportunities.
Right.
And I had a baby on the way, and like the little money I had made, I was burning through it because I wasn't making any money, because I'm just trying to work out and spend a year with no income. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I need to get a job.
Right.
Because I got to support a family.
Right.
If I had all the money in the world, I would have probably just kept trying at least for a couple of years to get back in.
It's so crazy that you said it. It actually does apply, because what Jason just said, it kind of reminds you of it. It's like, after this year, he's auditioning for his next role with somebody else.
Yeah.
And usually They don't tell you, hey, you go out on your own terms. They retire you.
The league retires you more often than not.
I mean, I sort of was retired by the league, you know.
Right.
I mean, if I could have given it another year, I maybe I'd have got into a camp the following season, but I wasn't willing to wait that long.
Right.
I couldn't.
So to me, I think the crazy part about it is you hear Cam Newton talk about it a little bit from his perspective, where he was like, he always kept thinking, that call will come. And then it didn't come, and he had to be okay with it. For Deshaun Watson, I think for him, it's like, I better put everything I got into this camp. And at least if you put everything that you have into this particular camp, you can look at yourself and say, I gave it a shot. I put everything, I came back, I worked out, I was in a competition. And if after this move doesn't happen, like you said, he's got enough money to print. Right. But at the end of the day, I think he's thinking along those terms to make the best out of his situation.
Even if he doesn't, if Shedeur wins the job, he still has to be ready. You know, like he's still. The Browns play more than one quarterback pretty much every year. So regardless of who wins the competition at the start, this is more than likely, I believe, probably his last opportunity in the NFL.
For sure. And
he's
got to stay ready, though. I mean, like, there's no doubt. And you're right, he'll play. I mean, no quarterback on this roster this year is going to play every single game. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
You know, I think it's an irony to it because we talked about it here a couple of years ago. We had a guy like Joe Flacco, and he was written off. He was done. He was at the crib. Like,
he's on the couch.
He was on the couch. And since he came back from being off the couch, I believe he's still on the roster somewhere, right?
Oh yeah.
Flacco, like,
he's in
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. Like, so I've never seen anybody come from being on the couch to come in and make a playoff run to then losing his starting role and then throwing for like 400 the next week.
Yep.
And it's still on the roster. So if you're Deshaun Watson, you like, listen, I'm going to go with I'm going to hope anything is possible. And you never know when your number is called. One thing you will say is the Browns have traditionally played 3 or 4 quarterbacks. And if he does want to stick around, we talked about it with Shedeur Sanders. And if he didn't win the starting role, could he become a backup, or would he have the opportunity to become a backup? Do you think that Deshaun Watson is his image rehabilitated enough where if he does play serviceable, somebody would maybe think of him as a backup?
His image, I think, has been, I wouldn't say it's repaired, but I think it's been enough time where if he played exceptional, it would be pushed to the back. It wouldn't be the number one thing people talk about if he played well. But I'm talking, he has to play really well. Like, he would have to be like a top 10 type of quarterback for people to then, you know, kind of forget about everything and allow him to get a contract with somebody else that would be a high level, like, starter type of money. Yeah. He'd have to play beyond exceptional, I think.
To be a backup.
No, I mean, to be a backup, I don't think he'll get, no. I mean, I don't think anybody would sign him to be a backup, no matter what, because this guy's been a starter. He's got all the money in the world. And if he's an average starter, why are we signing him to be a backup when you've got all these other guys out there like a Flacco, I mean, Josh Johnson's still on the roster in Cincinnati too. And he's played for 17 teams.
Forever. He's the Dennis Schroeder of NFL.
I mean, they'd call Chase Daniel before they called Deshaun Watson to be a backup.
Yeah, this is why this competition is fascinating, because there's so many storylines. I'm actually interested in seeing what he looks like in a football game, and I think that's why I'm all for the competition, because it's one thing to speculate, it's another thing to see it. And I think when we see it, like Tyvis says, when we see it, we'll know it. On the other side, Anthony, we're gonna get to some trivia. We got some trivia coming up. We got super chats coming up,
and a special video.
Yeah, Dustin Fox.
I gotta defend myself.
Good defense, right here on UCSS.
Welcome back to UCSS. Game Day Men's Health Solon is offering 50% off your first month of eligible TRT membership. That's free testosterone consultation, free in-body scan, free vitamin B12 injections. Every man deserves to know his T levels. You guys can call Game Day Men's Health Solon at 440-201-4919 today and schedule your free consultation. That's 440-201-4919. Guys, I got some super chats for you. Well, we have one super chat today from Dawson Lowe, and he wants to know, G, would you trade Shedeur Sanders for a 2027 first-round pick?
2027 first round.
Yes.
What pick is it?
Just say yes.
What pick is
He
it?
didn't say what pick. He
Dude,
just asked
say
if
yes.
you would do it.
If it was,
Don't make me get canceled calling you a name.
If it was a top 10 pick, you gotta
Top
consider
10?
it. I'm gonna do a top 10. You want to give me a top 10 pick? I consider it. I ain't doing 32. No 32.
Oh,
Garrett,
That's a second round pick.
goodness gracious.
Garrett Bush.
That's a second round pick.
Garrett. Bless your heart.
Second round pick, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Okay, we
You
like
wouldn't take a second round pick for Shedeur?
man. He's about to listen. He about to be the starting quarterback.
I mean, I forgot. You're ride or die with him.
He's about to be the starting quarterback. What you mean? Now, here's the thing. I want to see what it looked like if this is the greatest gamble of all time. If he cooks and he gets me out of the Deshaun Watson deal, Jason Lloyd, will you wear 2 jersey?
No.
What you mean?
I ain't wearing a LeBron jersey. I covered the man for 4 years.
Would you wear?
I don't
the
wear
2
jerseys. I don't do jerseys.
If Shedeur is the franchise quarterback after this year, would you wear a 2 jersey?
What's a 2 jersey?
Number
It's his new
2,
number.
Browns jersey.
Oh, he switched
Shedeur
numbers?
Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
That changes everything.
He wears 2 now.
He wear 2 now.
For his dad.
See? Would you listen? Would you?
Well, he worked in college, I guess.
Would you buy your son a 2 jersey?
I would do that.
I mean,
I'd buy
My
AJ.
son's a Bills fan.
Okay. He's part of the Bills.
I'll meet you halfway.
I would say, yeah. I mean, dude, I love the local teams. I mean, I'd wear his jersey if he's a starting quarterback, he's playing well. Like, I have nothing against the guy personally.
Yeah,
this is not like
but here you
it's like me wearing a Michigan jersey or something like that.
Nah, see the difference is like you can get that off because you play for the Bills. Your kids they're Bills fans, right? So you don't change allegiance. Like it's not thing. But you had a proposition.
I would buy AJ the jersey. AJ loves football jerseys. Oh yeah, he loves the Browns. If Shedeur was the start, I'd buy his jersey for sure.
I need that picture.
All right, guys, let's knock out trivia real fast here so we can get to Dustin's video. What is the biggest contract ever given to an NBA player switching teams?
Biggest contract ever given to an NBA player switching teams. Oh gosh, that would have to be.
Did somebody get a sign and trade?
It's got to be recent.
It is recent-ish. It's about for that player. I think it's at least 1 team ago.
Biggest contract.
I mean, was it Kawhi Durant?
I was maybe KD to Brooklyn, but
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, just give it to us.
KD to Brooklyn is the answer.
Dang,
KD
look
to
at
Brooklyn.
that.
Good
Look
call.
at that. Yeah.
Good call.
So they was that a trade or is that a signing?
He just left as a free agent.
Yeah, full free agent. There have been bigger contracts from what Mike told me that are extensions and then traded, but
well,
that's
listen,
the biggest free agent contract.
Before we go, we got to get to some special footage. Justin showed me this in the break, and let me tell you something. He was robbed on this one. Like,
well, I told you I couldn't find the actual.
fumble?
No, I couldn't find the fumble, but I did find one of the pass interference
PIs.
calls. This
Yeah.
is a phantom call.
look
Look at this right here.
Yep. They profiled you,
I mean,
dog.
you telling me that's tight coverage?
They racially profiled. They said, "Ain't no way a white corner got over there like that." They listen. If that was a brother,
Look at this. I'm tight right
I
here.
can't get over Chuck him out of sunglasses.
that's great D. And listen, and you didn't even hook him. It was over the top like this. Like, yeah. Listen, Dustin, I'm telling you.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you. Whoa.
If I'd have had my long sleeves on, they wouldn't have called it.
Look,
Now, was your left arm? Did you have him hooked?
Everyone hooks a little bit.
That little fire right there. Listen, like you gonna slow it down on him. By the way, they had good. They had Manny Lawson,
That team was
T.A.
great.
McClendon,
Team was beast mode.
Mario Williams played for that team.
Kocher.
That game
Philip
was
Rivers?
awesome.
Back then, boy. Shout out
See
to
you guys
Jimmy
tomorrow.
T.
See you.
Peace.
That was